vehicles are not available, I think the government should try and provide means of, maybe the petrol is expensive, or they should try to look into a way they can at least help, maybe with possible buses or...
However, with large number of travelers on the road, safety concerns are top priorities as drivers and passengers urge the government to hurry with the construction on the Zuba-Kaduna Expressway.
Here to Kaduna now, it's like we are going to Kaduna is 3 hours, but now it's taking like 5 hours because the road is not clear.
The road do no good, every road do no dey okay. Now person dey manage am. Every time now suffer dey road now for Nigeria. No any road now that they do small. The road to go sef they no dey fast. They can't take and the wahala person see hold on for everywhere possible.
Travelers are gathered in their numbers here at the Zuba Motor Park, making their way to several destinations to commemorate the Salah celebration. We've gotten reaction from travelers based on the current hike in transportation, and also drivers complaining about the fact that the roads are not favorable for their vehicles. Samuel Odi reporting for Global Television News.
As the Eid Mubarak approaches, there have been a high demand in the purchase of rams. This is because a ram plays a significant role in commemorating upcoming celebrations. The prices of ram, however, have increased significantly, causing a reaction from buyers and sellers across the globe. Global TV correspondent Sharon Ajay completes the story.
As Eid Mubarak approaches, the demand for rams has increased significantly due to the celebration's tradition. This increased demand has led to a rise in prices, prompting various responses from buyers. Well, to better understand the current market dynamics, we're currently at Kubwa Federal Housing, where we'll be conducting interviews with sellers to gain insight into the prices of rams. Come with me. Rams with different sizes categorized as small, medium and large, each tagged with a different price range, have caused mixed reactions due to the significant increased prices. Sellers have attributed the surge in price as the rise in transportation costs associated with importing rams from Niger Republic, a neighboring country in West Africa.
This one is 550. Other one are 550.
This one to 550.
Yes.
Okay.
This two is 500.
500.
Yeah, this one and this white one.
Okay.
This one is
2 million.
So each of them is going for 2 million. That can tell you how much rams are cost this particular time.
We are buying rams from outside country like Niger, but this year no person go buy even one ram to bring it across the country. The one that we have, the one that we are selling it there.
Buyers are lamenting the significant increase in ram prices compared to last year, citing economic factors as a primary contributor to the surge.
The market for ram this year is terrible. We even cried last year that it's too much, but this year on we can't tell.
When you look at the trend of the economy globally, you know that definitely you should not expect it to be cheap, but at the same time it's something that can afford. Somebody can afford, yes.
However, Muslims are adapting to the price surge by purchasing rams within their means to fulfill their religious obligations to Allah, which comes once in a year. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has deployed 2,900 personnel across Kwara State ahead of the Eid el-Kabir celebrations to ensure a peaceful and secure festive period. State Commandant Mohammed Umar said officers and men have been strategically positioned in all the 16 local government areas to safeguard prayer grounds, recreational centers, critical infrastructure, and other public spaces. In a statement issued by the command spokesman, Ayola Michael, the NSCDC said area commanders, divisional officers, and tactical units have been directed to remain on high alert and sustain community engagement throughout the celebration. The Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Barau Jibril in Kano, has paid a condolence visit to the families of the 22 athletes who died in a motor accident. The families of the late athlete received Barau and his entourage at the Gwagwa Juma's Mosque in Nasarawa State, Nasarawa local government area of the state. In a statement by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity Ismail Mudashi, Barau described the incident as tragic and announced the donation of 1 million naira each to each of the deceased families. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has warned that any form of misconduct or unprofessional behavior within the force would not be tolerated. The IGP, who gave the warning while addressing senior officers during the IGP conference in Abuja, reaffirmed the commitment of the police leadership to accountability and ethical standards. Our correspondent, Kike Lomo Okere, has the details.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, in a strategic meeting with the police managers across the country, charged the senior officers to remain focused, courageous and professional in their duties to help restore public trust in the Nigerian police force. He emphasized the critical need for professionalism in the discharge of police duties to ensure the safety of lives and properties and promote the general well-being of Nigerians.
Do not be distracted by the false narratives being peddled by enemies of Nigeria, some of who hide under the cloak of activism to distort our work and demoralize our officers. Those who profit from instability and crisis will not relent in their efforts to instigate chaos, but I assure you, their cup will be full one day.
While highlighting the outcome of police operations carried out between April and May 2025, the police boss acknowledged the evolving nature of crime and the emergence of new security threats, but assured Nigerians that the force would not relent in its effort to combat criminal activities and maintain national security.
Let me be clear. This is not the time to relent. The criminal landscape is evolving rapidly, and so must we. As senior officers, you are the vanguard of our operational integrity. You set the tone for discipline, innovation, and courage within your commands. I therefore charge you all to redouble your crime-fighting efforts. Do not relent on your laurels. Treat every crime as an attack on the soul of our nation. Review your local crime maps. Respond to incidents timely and decisively.
The conference brought together top police officers to review ongoing strategies and strengthening the police approach to law enforcement amid rising public expectations. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
The Cross River State Governor, Senator Basio II, has received a comprehensive 7-year strategic development plan designed to enhance the production and export of cocoa, coffee, and oil palm. The plan, developed by the state's Multi-Stakeholders Committee on Strategic Plan Development, was presented alongside a revised Produce Law report. The roadmap outlined a vision for the state to become a sustainable, traceable, and globally competitive hub for agricultural export, aligning with international standards for quality and accountability. At the presentation in Calabar, the governor described the plan as a vital tool for economic revitalization and emphasized the administration's focus on agricultural transformation as a key driver of sustainable growth. Well, following suspected herdsmen attack that left several people dead in 2 communities in Benue State, Governor Aicent Alia, in company of all security heads in the state, have paid an on-the-spot assessment visit to them. The communities are Naka in Gwa West and Angpali, Ediku in Angpa local government areas of the state. Governor Alia assured the public that the spate of attacks would soon come to an end. Our Benue State correspondent Felicity Ndere has the details.
Communities in Benue State continues to suffer from attacks by armed assailants suspected to be Fulani herders. These assaults have claimed numerous lives and displaced thousands, with the forest linking Naka and Angpali Adiku often serving as an escape route for the attackers. The governor's visit aimed to commiserate with the affected communities, where 19 people were reportedly killed in Naka and 10 in Ankpali Adiku. In Naka, the Tenagi Chief Abunte lamented the growing number of displaced persons and the continued loss of lives.
They have taken over Naka Makudi Road. We demand for 4 points to be properly manned by armed security personnel at Atingila, at Teabwa, at Yolaha, and at Imande on Makudi Naka Access Road, where these banditry attacks do come. Even yesterday, that was the axis they came through.
Chairman of Gwe West Local Government, Victor Omim, while commending government efforts to eradicate insecurity in the state, emphasized that the safety of Gwe West remains their top priority.
I still assure you that by God's grace, it will not go beyond this. I have the assurances of the service chiefs here and the security heads and the governor himself that everything will be brought under control by the grace of God.
In Ankpali Adiku, an eyewitness recounted that the attack occurred around 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, catching residents off guard. 10 people were killed, while several others sustained injuries and are currently receiving treatment in the hospital.
Even the police in the Atodugbo and the soldiers there, we call on them. None of them were able to come because of the kind of gun. Those people were well fortified. Some of them we were able to discover some of the Fulanis. We know, we run things with them. We welcome them when they came. We welcome them, we do everything with them. We show them that cordiality. There were more than 100 and something, well armed.
Traditional rulers and other community members also shared their concerns.
We have been experiencing this kind of attack since the beginning of this year and even last year. But we thank God today from the assurance the governor has given to us that he will make sure all the villagers will come back to their communities. But we also appeal to His Excellency to please help us because the presence of the military in Apa local government is not helping us. And we ask for His Excellency to please come to our aid by maybe caution or withdraw the presence of the military in Apa local government.
Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police has assured the communities of full security from all the security agencies.
We are leaving enough logistics, we are leaving enough personnel, we are taking cognizance of all the areas that His Royal Highness has mentioned and other interests we got. We are moving around and we are going to take the appropriate action because definitely the assailants must be arrested.
Governor Hyacinth Alia, represented by his Chief of Staff, Paul Biam, expressed deep sorrow over the loss of lives. He also voiced optimism that peace will soon return, stating that critical security measures are being intensified.
It is quite disturbing to see the level of damage that has been done in these communities. The people have been sacked from their villages. We have also met a couple of them and appeal to them to be very calm and understanding. As we go back to Makurdi, there have been some series of requests from the residents, spanning from creating security posts and also ensuring that other strategic steps are taken to ensure that this kind of situation does not occur.
The on-the-spot assessment took the delegation through Naka in Gwe West and Ankpali Adiku in Apa local government areas of Benue State. Felicity Ndere, Global TV News, Makurdi.
An outbreak of diphtheria has been confirmed in Edo State, resulting in 2 fatalities. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Cyril Oshiomole, revealed this in Benin, the state capital, during an emergency response meeting. The action followed confirmation from the University of Benin Teaching Hospital of 5 diphtheria cases, including the 2 deaths. Despite the availability of pedestrian bridges in parts of Abuja, many residents continue to cross busy highways at great risk to their lives. Our correspondent went to some major locations in the city to get public reactions on why these bridges are often ignored. Here is the report.
This is Abuja, and all over the city, the federal government has created
pedestrian bridges. But it is no longer a secret that a lot of countrymen would prefer to cross the major road other than using the pedestrian bridges as provided by the government. The question is, why are Nigerians not using pedestrian bridges? And how can we chart a new course in order to change this old paradigm? I am Godwin Sunday. Join me as we feel the pulse of Nigerians even on the streets.
I think one of the main reasons for me why most Nigerians will not like using this pedestrian bridge. You know, an average African will like shortcuts very, very well. So sometimes they feel crossing the road and then jumping is easier. But then it is dangerous. There was something that happened in my presence sometimes about 2 years ago. I was driving from the town down to Lugbe, where a vehicle knocked someone directly in my presence. I saw it live. I know if the person had used that particular pedestrian bridge, that thing wouldn't have happened to the person. And I know that one is just one amongst hundreds that have been knocked down from crossing this particular road like this. So I believe if we encourage people, and just like the previous speaker said, if we apply penalty to some of these people that cross the road indiscriminately, I think some of these things will stop.
Can even say what will have caused it is number one is laziness. Apart from laziness is that some people uncareful attitude of people, they don't obey the law. The law says you should climb the pedestrian bridge, and government should do more. Like Trademore, they're supposed to put another one. But those people they are law offenders. Whoever that sees bridge like this and decide to follow is illegal.
Once you have the available things that you are supposed to do and you are doing the wrong thing, anything that happens to you is at your own risk.
At first, I would say it's a mentality that is caused by societal decadence. That with time, people have developed this disobedient attitude to disobey things, and sometimes they do it at the detriment of their own life. So it's simple. If you are sane, you see a pedestrian bridge, the first thing you do, you use it. That is why it is there.
The government that built this, they did it to help the masses. Instead of crossing and waiting for vehicle for ages, you make use of it. You save your life. You save your time. You save the drivers too from accident and from anything that may occur that is not good. You know, using pedestrian is not punishment. It's a means to save life.
Use the bridge to avoid getting killed on the road, and it's for my safety also. And it's more comfortable than crossing over the sidewalks and everything.
There are some things that government need to impose on the citizens who are not educated. It is the duty of the government to make someone who does not climb the bridge to know that it's an offense. Because if there is any casualty now.
Well, the conversations around using the pedestrian bridge cannot be overemphasized. We encourage you to please use the pedestrian bridge wherever you find one in order to safeguard your life. I am Godwin Sunday for Global Television News. In business, the Federal Operations Unit, Zone A of the Nigerian Customs Service, intercepted 46 contraband goods worth 1.5 billion in 2 weeks of operations. Controller Mohammed Shohibu revealed this at a media briefing on the unit's recent activities held in Ikeja. He said the seizures followed the successes recorded just 3 weeks after he resumed leadership of the unit on April 23rd. Within the 2 weeks period, the unit recovered 48.34 million through demand notice issued for improperly declared consignment. The controller stated that the unit would continue to harness all revenue components to recover losses from invaders. On the foreign scene, just hours after winning the South Korean presidency, Lee Jae-myung has pledged to unite the people in his inauguration speech. the 61-year-old won a snap election by 49.4%, a clear rejection of his rival Kim Moon-soon, who came from the same party as impeached President Yoon Suk. Yoon triggered months of political chaos after he attempted to impose martial law, which eventually resulted in his impeachment. As he takes on the top job, Lee now faces the daunting task of not only uniting the country, but also balancing ties with its most important ally, the U.S., under President Donald Trump, unpredictable brand of diplomacy. Elon Musk has publicly condemned President Donald Trump's proposed spending bill, calling it an outrageous pork-filled, disgusting abomination. Just days after his departure from the White House advisory role, the billionaire entrepreneur, who recently completed a 113 days stint as a special government employee leading the Department of Government Efficiency, voiced his disapproval in a post on X. Musk sharply criticized the bill's projected impact on the federal deficit, warning it would push the budget shortfall to $2.5 trillion and leave American citizens with an unsustainable debt burden. In sports, Arsenal has released the names of 20 players set to leave the Emirates Stadium this summer, following the expiration of their contract on June the 30th. The list includes individuals from the men's senior team, under 21, under 18, and the women's squad. These departures are part of the club's annual end-of-season review and include players who have represented Arsenal across various levels. Well, on Global TV News Prime, the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, has revealed that the resurgence of Boko Haram in the northeast, particularly in Borno State, is part of the insurgent renewed efforts to destabilize the Sahel state of Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Nigeria Republic. In business, the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, an agency of the federal government, says Nigerian push towards alternative transportation fuel has attracted over $500 million in investment and converted more than 50,000 vehicles to run on compressed natural gas within its first year. On the foreign scene, Elon Musk has publicly condemned President Donald Trump's proposed spending bill, calling it an outrageous pork-filled, disgusting abomination, just days after his departure from White House advisory role. In sports, Arsenal has released the names of 20 players set to leave the Emirates Stadium this summer, following the expiration of their contract on June the 30th. And that's it on the Global TV News Prime. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms now showing on your screen using @GlobalTVNG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.